acknowledge that the lands on which Memorial University's campuses are situated are in the traditional territories of diverse Indigenous groups. And we acknowledge with respect the diverse histories and cultures of the Beothuk, Mi'kmaq, Inuit of this province. Student studying Tuba performance and pedagogy here at Memorial University, and then I have here Zainab Wilson on drums, doing her Bachelor in Music Education here at Memorial, and Liam Kovich, who just finished his Bachelor of Music last spring. So the idea behind playing covers of Norah Jones songs came to me about a year ago when I played with Liam for the first time. Truthfully, I was having a really bad day. I wasn't enjoying my practice. I was being very hypercritical of myself, and I just wanted to feel freedom through playing my instrument again. And I started playing the well-known jazz standard, Autumn Leaves, just to say that I got some time in playing my instrument that day and to restore faith in myself a little bit. Little did I know that Liam was listening into my practice session and came in to ask if I was in fact playing the jazz standard, and I said yes and invited him to join me in a little jam session. And this was the best I had felt about playing tuba in a little while, and it was a really pivotal moment for me in finding joy and freedom in what I do. And despite the crippling self-doubt and imposter syndrome that I was feeling at the time, there were tons of phrases that were going through my head at all times, like, I'm not good enough, why am I here, why is this so hard for me and not others, and I'm not cut out to be a musician. After consulting my peers and my friends about it, I discovered that this is a pretty common feeling among post-secondary music students and professionals alike. And I decided to look into how I can shift my approach to practicing my instrument and how post-secondary music institutions can support a joyful, sustainable, and student-centered, intrinsically motivated method of learning. So, when I was completing my Bachelor of Music Education, I learned about a learning framework that is highly prevalent in early childhood education called play-based learning. So play-based learning has been observed as an inherently enjoyable framework of learning, actively engaging students in learning materials through exploratory and playful approaches. Play-based learning has been shown to exercise behaviors that are similar to those observed in another learning framework called self-regulated learning, which basically enhances a student's ability to emotionally and physically adapt to autonomous learning situations that could become frustrating. And research has revealed that play-based learning can help students learn self-regulatory practices and apply them into autonomous learning environments as well. Self-regulated learning is also frequently studied alongside self-determination theory, which is a theory that basically observes the extrinsic and intrinsic motivators that make us self-determined to complete a task like practicing. So just to go over the basics, intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is basically doing something for yourself, whether it be as a method of expression, as a hobby or pastime, or any type of self-fulfillment. Extrinsic motivation is doing something due to external pressures, such as I have to practice or else my teacher will be mad at me. I have to practice for an upcoming gig, or I have to practice to put food on the table. So some of these intrinsic motivators can become more internalized and lean towards the intrinsic motivation as well, such as I want to practice to get better, I want to be impressive, and I want to be a versatile and musical partner for others because I like that feeling. So when you are more intrinsically motivated to complete a task, you are more able to use your brain power to regulate your emotional state and focus, which helps us make better decisions in the practice room and actually lets us absorb more information. The concept of play in early childhood psychology is observed as an intrinsically motivated task, where children play for the sake of having fun in the moment rather than the product that comes after the playing is over. After doing some research about this, I decided to intentionally set aside some time in my practice to explore my own intrinsically motivated activities. And if any of you guys know me personally, you know that I love karaoke. I love singing karaoke so much. And so I decided to start playing along with karaoke tracks and learning the music by ear on tuba. And I was playing everything from the Beatles to Faye Webster to Norah Jones. And there was something about Norah Jones's voice, the tone color, the timbre, and the smooth style, and I couldn't help but hear the tuba all the time whenever she sang. And I ended up transcribing a bunch of her music, as you can see here. And I asked Liam and Zainab to join me in bringing this super niche passion project to life. And there's nothing better than sharing this experience with friends and like-minded people. I ended up playing my first bar show that I organized myself at the Ship Pub last week, and it was a huge success thanks to so many supportive friends and community members as well. This experience has brought me to new heights in my playing. My eye range has opened up, I'm able to practice with more energy and focus than ever before, and I can practice for longer periods of time. I don't spend my entire practice session on play-based learning practices, just a portion. Most of the time I'm still practicing my fundamentals, technique, classical repertoire, whatever it may be. But the point is, making time for this has shifted my perspective and approach in such an impactful way that it bled into all areas of my practice and everyday life. I have a much stronger sense of my purpose and value as a musician, and I hope that we can all employ play-based learning to better understand why we play music in the first place. So we're going to play Nightingale as our closer.